fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Monday the 4th of November 2024. I hope you are keeping well. It's morning here in Bangkok. I'm sitting with my cat Joni, who's purring. I think you might know that I'm off out to work. This is my last day of working outside today. I have a half day, so I'll be back at lunchtime, just after lunchtime. And then I shall have not much to do for quite a long time. Probably until next year, so that's how it goes with my work. So there's that. The cat is purring. If you hear any strange sounds, it's not me. I don't purr. It's not one of the things I do. What's going on in the UK? The Liberal Democrats are criticising Labour for not taking the opportunity of doubling tax on online gambling from 21% to 42%, which would have raised £900 million, they say. And I think, yes, that's definitely a missed opportunity. We need to do everything we can to impose heavy tax on online gambling because it is such a destructive force. That's it, really. There's nothing else to say, is there? The UK is looking to try and get every penny it can in income tax form. I don't mean income tax, I mean in income in the form of tax, and so that it can pay to restore the NHS to something of its former glory, but that's definitely a missed opportunity there. Let's hope they find other better way, or equally as good ways, let's say, to get more and more money to fund the NHS, which is vital for the country's population. Right, this is the game of Sudoku as provided by The Guardian. On a Monday, it's always a beginner level day. They call it easy. It's super easy. It means that if you've never played Sudoku before, now's your chance to start. And I always give a rundown of the instructions on how to play the game on Monday. You can see there are 9 squares in this row across the top. Don't believe me, you can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they're set into threes. That's interesting. We'll think about that in a second. There are 9 squares in this column down. Now, the difference between this row and this column is empty, and this column is almost full with pre-filled digits. In fact, there are only 2 empty squares, and we'll talk about what that means in a minute. And then there are these sections that are designated by a black outline, like this. And they also contain 9 squares, 3 by 3 grid. So what is the object of the game? The object of the game, you might have guessed, is to fill in every square with a number, a digit. And how do we go about it? Well, we definitely don't guess because it's a game of logic. What we do is we look for the things that are left to find, and or we look at the numbers that we have already, and we decide what goes there. So let's consider this column here on the right hand side, because as I said, it has a lot of digits already. Let's see what it's got. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and guess what, there are 9 squares, so we know that there's only digit 8 and digit 9 to find, and there are 2 empty squares, so either this square contains 8 and this square contains 9, or this square contains 8 and this square contains 9. There can't be anything else. Now, actually, we have to understand that because we have a limited set. So here, we already have a 9. That means 9 can't reappear in any of these other blue squares because we already have 9. We already have 1, 7, and 2. They can't reappear in this set here. So can this square, in fact, be a 9? The answer is no. So we know that 9 has to be in this square up here because it's the only possibility. And we fit our 9 in, and then we know that this is the 8 because that's the last number to form the whole series. I hope that was pretty easy to understand. It was a nice present from The Guardian there to give us a way in and start the game very easily. I hope that was easy to understand. Anyway. And so now all we have to do is look at empty squares and look at numbers that are present already and see what we can fill in. For example, if we click on the digit 9, now if you're playing on a computer it's a bit easier, but if you're playing with pencil and paper you've got to use your eyes a lot more. And we ask ourselves about this block over here, this section of 3 by 3, can 9 appear in which empty squares can 9 appear in. We have 3 and 5 already filled. We have to worry about the others. So let's consider this 9 here. This blocks across here. That means that it stops these two squares from becoming a 9. This 9 blocks across here. Neither of these two squares can be 9. We've got 9 blocking down, so these two squares are blocked by this 9, and this 9 blocking down here, so these two squares are blocked by this 9. So what do we know? All of these blue squares are blocked by these 4-digit 9s. One of them, one square, is not, and we know that the 9 has to go there. Let's continue with 9. 9 blocks across here, so this particular square can't be 9. 9 blocks up here, this square can't be 9. This section here, this block here, doesn't have 9. It does now. 9, we'll continue with digit 9. 9 blocks across the top here, 9 blocks across here, and 9 blocks up there. That's going to give me a 9 in that square, and 9 down here, 9 across here, 9 across here, gives me a 9 there. Now if you look for any more 9s or any others, you won't find any, because we have found every single 9 on this board. Every row has a 9, every column has a 9, and every block has a 9 already. So that's it really. Where do we start looking next? Well, this looks a convenient place to start searching. Looks a convenient place because we have 2 empty squares. So let's see what goes in these empty squares. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 5. 6, 7. There's no 8. So we know that these 2 squares must contain 5 and 8. Now, do we have anything blocking a 5 or an 8? And the answer is yes, we have 5 blocking across here. So we know that this can't be 5. This is 5, and this has to be 8. Now we'll take that 8 that we just placed, and we'll say 8 blocks all the way up to the top here, and that gives us an 8 up here. And now there's only one empty square in this column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 6 anywhere in this column yet, and so we know that the 6 lives there. Now what I normally do is if I see 3 in a line like this, I'm going to investigate and see what's missing and see if we can do anything. We don't have 1, we don't have 6, and we don't have 7. Now what do we know? We've got a 1 over here, so 1 could appear in these squares. We don't have any 6s. We've got 7 here. So we know this is 1, 6, and 7, but we don't know which is. We don't know 1, 6, 7 are here, but we don't know which is which. Down here, what are we missing? 3, 4, and 5 are missing in this section down here. Now, do we have a 3? Yes, we do. Do we have a 4? Ah, yes, we do. So what does it mean? It means that this square here can't be 3, can't be 4, because they both block across here. And there's only one other number, so it has to be a 5. And 3 and 4 are going to be in these squares, but we don't have any help to find out which is which. Got it? If you hear some strange talking in the background, that's my neighbours chatting. Early morning chat. Gossip, maybe. They're very nice. One of them is my gardener. Alright. Okay, let's see. Down in this column here, we have 4 empty squares, but what we don't have is a digit 3 in any of them. We've got 1, 6, 4, 9, 5. And I happen to see that we can get a 3. How do I know we can get a 3? Because remember, 3 cannot appear in this section, in this block down here. So neither of these 2 squares can be a 3. We've got a 3 up here blocking all the way across. So these 3 squares that are blue can't be 3. That only leaves one possibility, 3 up here. Now 3 across here, 3 across there. That gives me a 3 in that square there. We could check and see if we can find what's missing across here. We were looking for we're looking for 2, 6, and 7. Any help on that? And the answer is no. We know that this can't be a 2, so we know that 2s are over here, but the 6 and the 7, not yet really. So we have to leave that for now. We have 1 blocking across here, 1 blocking across here, and 1 all the way to the bottom here. So that's going to put 1 into that square there. One up here, one across here, one across there. My cat is looking at me. My cat is sitting on my lap looking at me suspiciously like I'm doing something. Okay. My cat doesn't like Sudoku. For newcomers to the channel, oh yeah, see, just he mentioned me talking about it. He's got down now. He'll be on his way out of the room. Okay, right. Let's me concentrate a bit more. I don't have to be so gentle. Right. What are we looking for? What can we see? What can we see? Okay, can't see much more with the ones. If you're playing on a computer, you can click on the digits to help you look for stuff. It's not cheating or anything like that. But if you don't have a computer and you're playing with pencil and paper, then you have to use your eyes a lot more, as I said before. Threes block like this. So that's going to give me a 3 here, 3 this way, 3 that way. There is a 3. 3 down here, 3 down here. There goes a 3. Now 3 across here, and we can get 3 in this square. And we know there's only one number left to get here, which is 4. That doesn't change anything up here, by the way. Just getting numbers down here. There's no difference up there, of course. 5 blocks across here, and down there. That's going to give me a 5 in that square. 5 blocks to the top here, and this 5 blocks to the top. That gives me a 5 in this square. See, it's a good idea to concentrate on one number and just follow it around if you can. That does save a bit of time. Not that we're here to save time, because it is a game that's kind of to waste your time, really. 5's block like this. That's going to give me a 5 there. What's the joy of this game? Joy is when you finish the game perfectly, you've got all numbers in, and you have used logic to solve the puzzle. It's a rather interesting feeling, I think. Sudoku is a nice game. We have only 2 empty squares in this column. One of them is 6, I can see. We don't have a 6 yet, so when I see the 6 blocking across here, I know that that's going to be a 6. And now there's only 1 empty square in this column, and if I search up and down and look for a 2, I won't find one. That's because 2 is the missing number. So now 2 blocks across here and across here like this, and that gives me a 2 in that square. There's only 1 empty square in this row. When you look and search, you'll find it's 8. It might take you a bit longer to find if you're a beginner, but you'll see it is 8. And then you look for the missing number here, and you'll see that it's 7. I mean in this block here. And now that leaves us just 1 number to fill in here, and that is an 8. And now 1 number either for this row or this block. It doesn't matter, because it's got to be the same number. It's got to be a 4. Right. What's left? What's a good place? So kind of look and see where the empty squares are, and if there aren't too many, look in that region, that area. That's my tip, really. And if you don't see anything that looks super easy to get, then click on the digits that you still need. So we still need a 1. Can we finish digit 1? No, we can't as they stand. How about digit 2? No, we can't finish digit 2 with our current knowledge, our current numbers. Can we finish digit 4? The answer is no. Can we finish digit 6? Not at the moment. 7. Is 7 going to do it for us? Yes. 7 is going to be the one that's going to finish the game for us, I think. Now, how do I know this? Well, actually, I could get a 7 here, but I want to show you something else first of all. So 7 blocks down here, 7 blocks across here like this, right? So what does it mean? It means that 7 is possible in 2 squares. That's no good, you say. You have to only find 1 square. But I'm going to show you a little bit of something else. So let's continue the 7 up here and 7 blocking across here. What do we know about this block here now? We know that 7 must appear in one of these 2 squares. Which one? Don't know, but it's one of them. So if 7 is here, it will block all the way down here. And if 7 is here, it will still block all the way down here. So we know that this square here can't possibly be 7. And so we know that 7 has to go there. Now you could have done it in different ways, right? Let me just undo that. You could have said 7 blocks this square and we only need a 7 for this row, like that. Or you could have found the 7 blocking like this, found the 7 there, and then said 7 blocks across here like that, and gives us 7 there. So there are various ways to find the same information, and you'll often find this when you're playing Sudoku, that there's not just one way to find the answer, there are several. The missing number in this row is now 2. Now the 2 blocks up here and 2 across here will give me 2 in that square, 2 across here, 2 across here, and 2 up there. Means that that's 2. Like I said, that 7 is going to give us the game, I'm pretty sure, because it's opened a lot of other opportunities for us. What's still to do with the 2s? 2 down here, down there. There is our 2. Now there's only one empty square up here. That's room for an 8. And what are we left with? 6. Okay, in this column here, we don't yet have a 1. Our 1 blocks this square, or this one blocks this square, both of them. In fact, we know that 1 is going to be there, and then this is going to be a 6. And we can also see that 6 is missing from this particular block up there and goes there. 6 is missing from this row. Let's add our 6 there. And 6 blocks across here, which gives us the 6 here, and 6 down here and across there. It means that that's a 6. Almost finished now, not much more. There's one empty square down here in this block or this column. That's an 8. The cat's come back again. You might hear the little tapping of his claws on the parquet. Missing digit here is 4. 4 to the top gives us a 4 in that square. The missing number here is 7. And down here we still need 8, I think. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So that's an 8. There are a couple of empty squares up here to fill in. We've got 1 blocking across there, so there's our 1. And the last number for the row, the column, the block, and the entire grid is 7. And once that's in, the grid is done, and we have some celebration on the screen. Celebration, you're allowed champagne, but not if it's 7 o'clock in the morning like it is here, or 7:30 or whatever. Not allowed champagne at 7:30. I forbid it, absolutely forbid it. Anyway, take care. I'll be back later, I guess, because I shall only have half a day's work today. So take care, bye-bye.